So I know a lot of people have a type. I do not have a type physically, okay? But I can get behind me a man with issues. When I tell you I love a man who will never tell me he loves me, will never tell me he wants to marry me, never, ever, ever tell me he wants a future with me, I just take it as a little challenge. I'm like, okay, stink-a-dink, let's see how long that lasts. And then I go home and I grab my little journal and I start writing away. I start being like, yo, he wants this cooter forever. He's thinking about this cooter forever. He's thinking about licking me up and down. And then eventually they fall deeply in love with me. And then I go, that's crazy.
All right, guys, bitches is crazy, man. This is why you don't listen to them. This is why you got to focus on you. OK, focus on you, what you trying to do, your direction, your purpose, your identity, your masculine identity. You got to know what you're trying to do with your life. Women can get into their heads about these things. You understand? Like she said, like she'll take it as a challenge and all that other stuff. Listen, all you have to do is have a system of how you do things as far as your relationships and how you deal with women. And you have to know what you want from women to begin with. Think about when you go to the mall. Usually if you go to the mall or you go to a store, you know exactly what you're going to buy. You're not just going just to look around. Chicks do that type of stuff. You understand? As a guy, you got to know what you want. And that's a part of understanding who you are so you can understand what you want, right? So you go to the store and then sometimes you don't even look around. You go straight to the clerk or to the cash register or whatever. And you say, hey, I need the 2.5 widget because that's what I'm looking for. And then they find it for you. They ring it up, you buy it, and then you leave. You don't even waste any extra time. You see what I'm saying? As men, we got to know our direction, know our purpose, know what we're looking for. You understand? Because whenever you start to let the thoughts and actions of a woman dictate your perspectives or change how you conduct your relationships, you can start to fall down a literally crazy rabbit hole with these females, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Where, you know, you'll try to like tell them you love them, and then they'll reject you. But then if you don't tell them, if you don't say anything, then they'll cling to you more and all this other stuff. The bottom line is just to focus on what you want and do what you want to do and give her instruction. That's the most important thing. Always have instructions for a woman. If you don't have instructions, you run the risk of her being able to think for herself. And when a woman starts to think for herself, she can have crazy thoughts. She can have confusing thoughts. She can have irrational, emotional thoughts that can turn the relationship upside down and confuse things. You understand? You don't ever want to be confused in front of a woman. You want to have your head screwed on straight and you want to know exactly what you want to do. You want to know exactly how you want to do things. You want to have a program set. You want to be like a company that has a mission statement and an employee handbook, and you give her the employee handbook. You give her instruction. You understand? You give her guidance. You give her rules. You give her boundaries. See, you have to understand something about masculinity. Masculinity creates boundaries for a woman to express herself freely. You understand? A woman lives in the gray area. A woman is emotional, right? A woman has she feels a lot of different ways at different times for different reasons. So if you put all of that together, it's kind of like a combination with infinite codes, right? What happens is when a man is in a woman's life, that man creates structure and boundaries. You understand? And so what that does is it gives the woman a level of freedom within those boundaries. And that's what allows her to be her best self. So it's like this. You give a woman a house, right? You give her a building with 4 walls and a roof, and she turns it into a home, right? She decorates it. She'll have your kids, right? So you'll have a sanctuary to come home to. You understand? Like whatever you give to a woman, she uses her feminine energy to enhance. Right. So this is why you have to have a program. You have to focus on what you want. Don't focus on what women want. You understand? If you focus on what women want and you make it known and obvious that you're focused on what they want, they will sometimes unknowingly confuse you. They will let their irrational, nonsensical thoughts, they'll put that out into the situation, into the relationship, and they'll confuse you if you're not careful. All right, guys. So you got to stay focused. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.